Hey guys, it's Julie. I'm here with Josh and we are about to do a video talking to you guys about how to teach an e-collar heel on a dog who just arrived. So we're here with Crew, who's been here just over 24 hours. He was dropped off yesterday morning. One of the family's main complaints was that he pulls really hard on the leash. It's hard to take him on a walk. I got a little taste of that yesterday.
Me too.
Yeah, Josh did too when we did our before walk. He's really hard to walk on a leash. He was completely oblivious that there was a person holding the leash, and he pulled pretty much the entire walk. So this is a heeling lesson with Josh. We've got him on a prong collar and a remote collar. It's hard to see because his German Shepherd and Collie mix. His fur is really thick. I'm gonna let Josh talk about what he's doing in this early heeling session on Crew's second day here.
This is the second day, so this is the second session. I did a couple minutes here before Julie caught up with me. And basically what I'm teaching Crew when I first go out, Mr. Crew is used to really going wherever he wants. He goes out the door and he follows his nose. And so the walk is quite unenjoyable. So I wanted to change the way he viewed the walk, and I wanted him to realize that I'm the one who he should be paying attention to, and he should be paying attention to my direction and where his body is and where his mind is relative to me. And how I did that is, we got the prong collar on, and what I do is I allow him to go and do his thing, and basically I'm reacting to whatever he gives me in the very first part of the session. So I give him the whole length of the leash, and I let him out the door, and off he goes that way, so I go this way. And what happens is gravity settles in, and he gets a little pop on the prong collar, and he goes, whoa, and he comes back over to me, and I'm like, how you doing, buddy? Good boy. And he's like, I'm doing very well. I'm headed that way. And then I say, okay, I'm gonna go this way. I don't say anything to him. I just start walking the opposite direction. Gravity sets in, he hits the end of the leash, he comes back to me, good boy. So every time he wanders off, hits the end of the leash, he wanders back to me. I'm like, how are you? Good boy. And I share good stuff with him. So he learns right around this area. This gentleman here is telling me good boy, and he's saying, I like you here, good job, but you're free to go and do whatever else. And I just kind of go in the opposite direction for him. And this lasts probably like a minute.
Sort of like a prong collar dance.
Yeah, it's sort of like a prong collar dance, except when you get these guys that are super adrenalized, it's hard to like hold still and like pressure on, pressure off. So the first step is to like knock out that arousal and have them pay attention to you. So this is very much just like relevance. It's getting relevance for you. So now what you get after doing that a few times, switching directions, going in opposite directions, not saying anything, and with a loose leash, what you get is he has to look at me, because I'm not going to give him a verbal about what direction I'm going in, and he's not going to be able to feel what direction I'm going in because I have a loose leash. So he has to watch me. So then I'm watching a dog. They're about this far away, you know, they're watching you, but you get a dog who's, when you turn, you kind of get this. It's not a heel, but you get
Follow
like
me.
You get this. Yeah,
Awareness of you.
That's right. The awareness is first. I'm not going into shaping the heel first. Good boy, buddy. And so then I created that, and that's like a minute, maybe two, you know, for most dogs. And then they're like, whoa, okay, this guy's body has something to do with the consequence of running on the end of the leash, because we are connected. Like we are one. So once he starts giving me that awareness, that's when I'm good boy. I appreciate that. Can I show you what to do? So, you know, so then it's giving him less leash and starting a very similar thing. You know, I'll start walking without saying the word, and I'll just start applying it now. Now I'll start applying the pressure like this or so. Good boy. And once he engages in me and comes in my way, good boy. This is very much how it starts. I'll turn. He comes with me, good boy. He goes away, little pop, good boy. So the pop there, it gets his attention, and I say, good, good, you're paying attention to me, good, you're following me, good. And then I slowly start to tighten it up. So now you went from this dog who has the whole leash going everywhere, to now they're sticking in your bubble, they're following you. Now you can start adding the word, now you can start really getting that position defined. Because I have a dog who's following me. That's good, but it's not the end product. So now I'm gonna start defining heel. So now I get myself a little bit of a shorter leash. Good boy, buddy. Shorten it up. And now I have, in my mind, I know what heel means. That's the first step. You have to understand what heel means. His head with my hip. If he's out here, he's out of position. If he's out there, he's out of position. He's out of position. Right here's position. So now I'm going to communicate that to him with gentle pops with the prong collar. I'm going to guide him back whenever he's out, and it looks like this. Heel, I'll start using the word now. That pop right there. Did you see that?
Yep.
Okay. That he just said, oh, okay. That pop means I'm out of position, and he'll look at me for me to say, good. Now you're in position.
So it's
He wants to
basically
know.
just giving him information.
Yes. So it's a very interesting thing because it's this prong collar is a really good tool because we can use it as just information like this and say, oh, I'm saying, come on over here. Or if he's really, really, really aroused and he's booking out that way, I can turn and give a little bit of a firmer one. It's still guidance though, but it makes you relevant because it has a bit of a correction tied to it. So it's kind of both, right? At the same time, but you have complete control. So you have to really learn to speak to your dog with the tool. It's not, I think a lot of people think it's just for like cranking and yanking, or some people might think that it's actually just for like little whispers, but it's actually,
There's a big spectrum.
Exactly. And so I follow the dog's lead in the beginning. I do what they, kind of the opposite of what they're doing. So they go that way, I go this way. They start following me, now I'm tightening it up. Now I'm starting to take control of the walk. Now I'm talking to them and telling them exactly where they need to be. What I will do with the remote collar now is I will start tapping at a level that's informational still, but it has just enough of a sensation. You'll have to mess around with it, where the dog feels it and says, ooh, what's that? I'm not terribly concerned about it, but I am darn aware of it. And what I'll do is I'll tap that when they're out of position, and then go to the prong and guide them back. So eventually I can fade the prong off. Now,
because the e-collar is not directional, you use the prong to guide him back where you want him.
That's right. This actually does not give any direction at all. So we're pairing the two, so this will have meaning, and it will eventually mean to come back to the heel position. How I do that is, if he's out of position, I'll say heel, tap, and then guide. And eventually what that's going to look like on a final product is, if he's going out of position, I can just tap and he'll go back on his own.
On his own.
He'll know where to go.
And that's where you can do a really cool off-leash heel as well.
Heel. Good. So if you're just using the prong, that's how you use the prong, how I explained it. If you're adding the e-collar, and the tap comes before the prong because we're trying to fade out the prong.
Got it.
The tap comes, and so the order actually is the verbal, the e-collar, then the prong.
Got it.
Okay?
So I noticed that he just went to go sniff.
Yes.
And you used a little pop.
Yeah, let's talk about the rules of heel other than just the position. I think that's where you need to start. If you really want to get a good heel with your dog, you as the owner, as the walker, as the handler, need to understand what the rules are. Otherwise, you can't enforce them. So the rules, sit, good boy. The rules are in the heel position with a calm state of mind. No sniffing, pulling, barking, whining, lunging, nothing but following me. Anything but being calm and following me in this heel position, I will address, because this is his job. Now, if I want to stop and allow him to do these things, such as sniffing and using the bathroom, I will keep it separate from the command. So I'm keeping the party separate from like work.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not mixing the two. We're not partying and playing here. So I would have him in a sit, and then I would release him, break, and give him the full length of the leash and let him do his business. But it has to be separate from the command, and it has to be under my control. Otherwise, I degrade the value of the command and of my leadership.
Do you think these rules, no sniffing, no pulling, is going to help with the owner's complaint that he barks when he sees other dogs on the leash?
Yes, absolutely. Because if you're keeping this level of control on him, and he can't even go an inch in front of me, he's not going to think that he's going to be able to do something as huge and drastic of a change as pulling and lunging and barking at a dog.
Correct.
I mean, he can't even go a couple inches in front of me. So
And he looks like he's really enjoying this, because
it's peaceful.
now he doesn't really have to do anything other than follow you.
Yeah, exactly. And so in the beginning, you're going to get this little stuff. Do you see that there? So he's in heel, and then he kind of goes out a little bit, and he reminds himself, and he comes back. That's not so bad because it's so new.
He's learning. Yeah.
Exactly.
We have to be fair.
Once I know he knows it, and how I do that is I'll say the word heel without any guidance at all, and if he puts himself back into position pretty consistently, then I know he understands what it means. And so dogs are very smart. So you want to be very careful as to You want to first make sure he knows what it means, but then as soon as you make the decision, okay, he knows, all
Yeah.
right? Then you got to start applying corrections, and that's how you hold them accountable and have them believe that it's a valuable thing to respect, because you want them to respect your command. Well, oftentimes what you see, and I've seen this a lot, dogs who are super well trained, they know these commands. They know these commands super well. They're not going to do them for you though. They don't want, because they're able and allowed to make the choice to pull,
Yeah.
or make the choice to go
They're
sniff or bark.
opportunists.
Yeah, and the handler doesn't. The handler pretty much does this. Well, okay, I guess you can.
Yeah.
They don't hold the dog accountable, and they don't view the command as something that has to be taken seriously. So therefore, neither does the dog.
Got it.
Sit.
Thank you, Josh.